I know a lot of people are probably wondering if Mamoswine is actually worth getting, since he is the newest Pokemon that just came out today. And honestly, if you like playing tank, and you like playing, I guess you could say smart, not aggressive, not on your own and chasing characters down, then yeah, I would say go with him. Because he is the 4th highest in health. He is a tank. The only thing is, he doesn't do high damage for this type of tank. There's other tanks out there that I feel like do more damage, but at the same time, for team battles, this Pokemon's amazing. Oh my god, this Pokemon is nice. Not only that, its special ability is called Thick Fat. When Mamoswine deals damage, defense and special defense are increased for 3 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. When Mamoswine uses Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, or Ice Fang, the base attack is Boost. If any of these moves create a freezing area of effect inside of any ally's goal zone, the goal scoring speed of enemies is decreased. So yeah, he has a long special ability when it comes to his Thick Fat. And then his attack basic ability, it just becomes a boosted attack with every 3rd attack, which pretty much everyone has. Everyone pretty much has that one. So I was like, okay, there's nothing really special about that one. But the other part is for the 3rd hit, for a short time, the enemy recently frozen with one of Mamoswine's moves. That's always, I believe, the 3rd hit, the heavy hit, that does the frozen thing, which is kind of toxic, holding him in place and making him take even more damage. Now, people probably trying to figure out what is the perfect item for Mamoswine. I tested so many different items. You could make him be somewhat tanky. If you try putting all items to make him a full aggressive attacker, he doesn't do a whole lot. His damages don't do so much. It's the fact that he just holds him in place is the nice part. The fact that he boosts his defense up so much. Just because he has Thick Fat passive ability where the more he gets hit, it stacks up 3 times where it boosts his defense and super defense. Yeah, I like that. It only boosts it by 20. So every single time I think it goes up to like, what is it, 60? So that's not bad. I don't know, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but considering how tanky he is with health, I figured, you know what? Let's make him more tanky with health. So for my health items, I honestly just ran Buddy Barrier, Weakness Policy, and Aerial's Cookie. I know a lot of people are like, why would you run those out of all items? Well, since he is a tank and he does have a lot of defense stuff, I figured why not make him more of a tank? Because if you do the math, if you have, let's say, all these 3 items at level 30, your health alone is 1,050 extra plus 15 in attack power. Not only that, when you're taking when you're doing damage to the Pokemon, you do a minimum of 3% of the received damage. I was like, what the heck? Increase the Pokemon's attack for a short time by a minimum of 3% when the Pokemon receives damage. And it tells you it grows larger the more times damage is received. It stacks up to 4 for those who are wondering. So I guess you could say it's like 12% if it's stacking it 4 times. 12% is actually pretty nice of attack boost, plus your plus 15 if you're at level 30. And now the Barrier Buddy, that one, every time you activate your ulti, you get a barrier that goes around your Pokemon 40% of your maximum health. So if your maximum health is, let's say you're at level 15, which is 9,648 for Mamoswine, yeah, you're gonna get at least like 4,000 extra in the Barrier Buddy for those brief time. For those wondering how long the Barrier Buddy lasts for, it's not that long. It's only 5 seconds. That's it, 5 seconds. And if you're running a glitchy Pokemon where your ulti comes all quickly, you gotta wait 30 seconds before the Barrier Buddy could take in effect again. So yeah, that's not bad. For 40% of your health if you're at items at level 30, yeah. And then Aerial's Cookie, it only gives you 240. So when you do the math, it only tells you 1,050 for all 3. But in reality, if you score, it stacks up to 6 times for those who didn't know. So if you score 6 of those, times it, 6 times 200, that's an extra 1,200 health. You don't have to score insane points. You can just keep running up, score point, score point, score point, score point, just to get your health up there as quickly as possible. So that's why I decided to run this build, so I could be super tanky and not die so easily at all. Either way, he's not gonna die easy, but the fact you're running all these bad boys on him, yeah, you're gonna be very annoying. Now when it comes to the moves, I tried so many different combos to see which one was the best. A lot of people like Ice Fang, but if you want to be a sweat and you want to make sure your opponent dies, run Icicle Crash and run Earthquake. Now the reason why I'm telling you to run these two items is because they work so nice, so together. Now look at it like this. These moves kind of work like, his Earthquake kind of works like a body slam. Kind of works like Cramorant's little tornado. So you could snipe things real quick and steal it. So I thought that was pretty dope. And while you're doing that and you land on them, they're stunned for a few seconds. I think it's like 2-3 seconds. Not too long, but in a way, it feels like eternity if you're the enemy. So as soon as you do an Earthquake, instantly press Icicle Crash, because they'll be stunned even longer because of the ice, and you get attack buff with the ice. For those who didn't know, it tells you right here, the Icicle Crash. Drop icicles on the designated location, dealing damage to enemies in the area of effect and decreasing their movement speed for a short time. The final icicle shatters after a set amount of time, and when it hits Mamoswine's other moves or boosted attacks, dealing damage to enemies in the area of effect and leaving them frozen. If the enemy is shattered by a tackle or high horse, the ground is covered in ice, which increases the movement speed of allies that run over it. That sounds pretty dope if you do it the other way around. But like I said, Earthquake, Icicle Crash, perfect combo. Keep them in a double loop, a double trap. But like I said, Ice Fang's nice, but if you want to torture them like crazy, especially if you're running a team of staggers, you're going to destroy people. They're barely going to be able to do any damage, which is kind of toxic. Now, for his ulti, a lot of people are wondering, is his ulti any good? His ulti is okay. I wouldn't say it's the best, but at least it hurts everyone within range. It doesn't do insane damage. Like the first stomp does 420, second stomp does 280, and then the final stomp does 560. It does a decent amount of damage, it just doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Mamoswine jumps into the designated location, becomes immune to hindrance, then repeatedly stomps on the ground, dealing damage to enemies in the area of effect, decreasing their movement speed for a short time with each stomp. And then the final stomp throws enemies in the air. So like I said, it's good for, this guy's literally a stagger build. So if you're running with him with a Venusaur, with the 9 tails, you get the idea. It's gonna do damage. They're probably gonna die and you guys will barely take any damage because they're consistently getting bounced, consistently getting staggered. But yeah guys, that's all I have to talk about. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, rage, hit me in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.